Today we're talking about my favorite movie from the Mission Impossible franchise, actually all of them, but this movie I particularly love. Who doesn't love the stunt that Tom Cruise did on Burj Khalifa, the iconic stunt of Mission Impossible 4, and that's our talking topic today in today's episode of Binge Watch. My name is Bhaarat. In this show we talk about iconic TV shows or movie series that you either binge watch or can binge watch, and I'm so excited to talk about one of my favorite espionage thriller series, Mission Impossible. Let's go! How is it possible that one director can make one of my favorite animated movies in the form of The Incredibles and also one of my favorite Mission Impossible movies, two completely different genres, but heroism flows through and flourishes, and we're talking about Brad Bird, who has directed the fourth part of Mission Impossible. Mission Impossible 4, mind you, came 5 years after Mission Impossible 3. Mission Impossible 3 was of course directed by J.J. Abrams, and Mission Impossible 4 was directed by Brad Bird, and if I'm not to be mistaken, it was the highest grosser of that franchise. Of course, we had an India connect as well. We had Mr. Anil Kapoor in this very movie as well towards the second half, and you had a great supporting cast. You had Jeremy Renner, you had Ving Rhames, the usual, and then you had Simon Pegg as well, and I love this movie. I can watch it anytime, and this is coming from a genuine place because what a movie, so many incredible action pieces. I think the Burj Khalifa scene is going to be my favorite scene of all movies that I've ever watched. It's so iconic, and of course the scene where Tom Cruise jumps. Wait, I'm just going to keep rambling about what I love about Mission Impossible 4, so how about we talk about the plot of Mission Impossible 4 before? Like I said, in the fourth installment of the Mission Impossible series, Ethan Hunt and a new team race against time to track down Hendrix, a dangerous terrorist who has gained access to Russian nuclear launch codes and is planning a strike on the United States. An attempt by the team to stop him at the Kremlin ends in disaster, with an explosion causing severe damage to the Kremlin and the IMF being implicated in the bombing, forcing the president to invoke Ghost Protocol, under which the IMF is disavowed and will be offered no help or backup in any form. Undaunted, Ethan and his team chase Hendrix to Dubai and from there to Mumbai, but several spectacular action sequences later, they might still be too late to stop a disaster. So here's what I really love about Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol MI4 is the incredible casting that it has. Of course, Tom Cruise as Ethan Hunt is such an integral part of the franchise, maybe one of the most integral parts of the franchise. His stunts are something that we always look forward to. I could have spoken about Mission Impossible, the maiden part, or Mission Impossible 3, or Mission Impossible Fallout, but this movie is actually a real favorite of mine because it actually got me hooked into the whole franchise. Of course, there was a lot of buzz back in 2011 when we got to know that Mr. Anil Kapoor is going to be a part of this movie, but I think its storytelling, its narrative, how the action set pieces really are interwoven and stitched together with the narrative are so brilliant. Of course, you have great casting, like I just said. You have Simon Pegg, you have Ving Rhames, you have Jeremy Renner, you have of course Paula Patton as well, and you of course have Léa Seydoux as well, of course with Mr. Tom Cruise, the biggest action movie star that there is. And I really also big shout out to the gentleman who's playing Hendrix in the movie. I am a fan of everything that's happened in this movie, how the movie actually moves from Dubai to the city that we are in currently, Mumbai, and how all that unfolds is so beautiful. And I'm going to be talking about more what is it that resonated to me in terms of movie scenes and characters from Mission Impossible 4 in my favorite part of the show, which is called My Favorite. Okay, so my favorite characters from the movie, of course, Ethan Hunt as our Mission Impossible man. Of course, I absolutely love Tom Cruise for all the stunts that he does, all the daredevil stunts that he does throughout the movies that really push the envelope and is such an integral part of the Mission Impossible franchise. If I'm not to be mistaken, Jeremy Renner was supposed to become the lead of the franchise from the movies moving forward, but the movie performed so well and everyone loved this revamped version that Brad Bird and the team of incredible writers brought together. And of course, I love Simon Pegg as Benji. Of course, the brilliant comic relief that he is. His character is so wonderful. Ving Rhames is of course Ethan Hunt's Man Friday and such an integral part of the IMF. And Paula Patton was incredible in those fighting scenes as well. And Léa Seydoux is also incredible. That hand-to-hand combat scene between Paula Patton and Léa Seydoux was so wonderful. And of course, that scene where they put those contact lenses in their eyes and go and are actually trying to scan the codes, and Léa Seydoux gets to know. It's so brilliant. I think my whole favorite part from Mission Impossible 4 is where Tom Cruise just comes down. Both Jeremy Renner, Paula Patton actually do a chain and try to catch Tom Cruise from falling from the Burj Khalifa outside that broken window. And Benji comes, Simon Pegg's character Benji comes and says, "Oh, that was quite challenging," or something like that. And it's so brilliantly directed and so brilliantly written and performed. I absolutely love it. And my other favorite scene from Mission Impossible is that of Tom Cruise making an escape, Ethan Hunt making an escape, and seeing an opportunity, jumping out of the window and taking his belt and then hanging by those wires and falling on that car and running away. And then that scene of him picking different stuff up, picking jackets, picking a cap on, getting a phone and throwing it in the drainage in his fashion, and it was so cool. I absolutely love it. The swagger that Mr. Tom Cruise brings, and everyone in that cast is so brilliant. And of course, a big shout out to Mr. Anil Kapoor as well. His role was incredible as well, and he really did a wonderful job in the scenes that he had. So these are my favorite moments from Mission Impossible 4, Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. Well, in our show, we also have my favorite and your favorite. Your favorite is where we talk to celebs in our studio that we get an opportunity to talk to. And today is Mr. Guneet Singh Sodhi, an actor who's been a part of Love Aajkal 2, Lal Singh Chadda, and the recently released Bad News starring Vicky Kaushal, Tripti Dimri, and Ammy Virk. And we're going to ask him what is it that he loves in terms of TV shows or movie series. So without further ado, cue that. Okay, main episode of Binge Watch, and we've got the very talented Guneet Singh Sodhi, an actor who's been a part of some wonderful movies, which include the likes of Love Aajkal 2 with Sara and Karthik. He's been a part of Lal Singh Chadda with Kareena and Amir, and also part of Bad News. And I'm not kidding, the scene that he did is actually one of my favorite scenes from the movie. Brother, I'd love to know from you, what is it that you're binge watching at this point of time? In terms of TV shows or movie series?
I think I like rewatching my favorites.
Yeah.
So, Peaky Blinders on Netflix, and Entourage on Hotstar, and I keep binging on Godfathers and Scarface. I'm a bit
gangster movie,
yes,
sucker for gangster movies.
Yes.
Do you like Gangs of Wasseypur in India?
100%.
100%? Oh, lovely. Well, great. Thank you so much for the recommendations. Thank you. Well, that's it for today's episode of Binge Watch. Thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate all the love and support that you all have been giving. Please share this video more. Please like this video. Please comment down. And big shout out to Dio, our man, who's behind the camera, who shoots and edits Binge Watch with so much of passion and precision. He's the producer of our show. And let us know what is it that you want us to cover in the form of TV shows or movie series right here on Binge Watch. We try to do this almost every week, once a week. And please do subscribe to Radio 1 International for more such incredible content. We have a bunch of wonderful creators and a brilliant team working together to bring this content to you. So we'll really appreciate that. And I'll see you in the next episode of Binge Watch. Bye-bye.
94.3 Radio 1.